If you want to know what people mean when they're talking about leggy seedlings, look no further. Hi, I'm Amy. Welcome back to Hummingbird Hill. And as you can see, I'm having a seedling issue. So I figured I might as well give a quick film because this is something that I am dealing with for the first time and I thought it might be useful information. And frankly, since about a week before the official first day of spring, I have been spending every waking moment, okay, except for a few when I'm watching gardening videos on the YouTube, I have been spending almost every waking moment outside working in the garden, on the weedy hill, with the chickens and the donkeys, etc. So right before that, when it was 28 degrees, I decided, oh, I have plenty of time. I'm just gonna start a new tray of seedlings. And then I've basically neglected the whole thing. I put it under its little domey thing, put it on a heat mat in the window because my propagation station is full, which is one of the issues that I'm gonna have to deal with today or tomorrow. Or I just really want to put all my stuff in the ground so that I don't have to worry about it anymore and I can start microgreens. I'm not sure that's the best idea because it's still kind of chilly out there. In any case, I have to deal with this tray of seedlings, so I figured I'd talk you through some of the things I'm noticing that I made mistakes with, just in case it was useful information to you. So one of the things that's going on in here is some of my seeds right here germinated literally within 2 to 3 days of planting. It was crazy. I've never seen seeds germinate so quickly. And I noticed that and I was like, wow, amazing. But the rest of the tray was empty. So I just left it. And again, I was working outside, coming in and out, whatever. I didn't pay enough attention. So, one thing to think about when I plant a large, so this is a giant 50 cell tray of seed pods or cells, whatever. Cells. Can I stop saying whatever? When did I start saying whatever? Apparently that's a thing today. I have things sometimes and they sneak up on me. I almost said in any case, but I didn't. So, the problem with planting so many different kinds of seeds in one giant block is that I did not pay close attention to the germination rates on all of my seeds. So if these were all quick germinators, brilliant, would have been fabulous. But I have these, let's see, what are these? Chinese lanterns have not germinated at all. Every other row has something germinated, but not all of the cells are germinated. So this row obviously could still use some time under the heat lamp not under the heat lamp, on the heat mat with the little domey thing, but the rest of these need to get out of here. And again, this poor little guy, we'll see if he makes it, is so tall that it's touching the lid of the dome almost. And right now it's bending over because I think it needs some water, which is why I'm gonna transplant them and water them. So one thing, next time I plant such a large tray of seedlings, make sure I have seedlings with very similar germination rates in the same tray. That will make my life easier and it will also make things better for the plants. The other thing that I'm a little worried about is I don't really have enough plant pots left to pot things into. I am like down to the dregs of my leftover pots. I have some little tiny pots, but that's not really gonna help some of these leggy beasts that are gonna need some more room to get some strong roots growing, because this is a crown of thorns. It's a flower, should look really cool for Halloween, kind of dried out. And I planted some out in the ground last year and they did not grow at all. So I wasn't actually expecting to get anything out of this. It was just part of a pack I had. And all of the cells, except one, have germinated. So that's exciting. But yeah, I have a lot of things that I need to move around. There are, let's see, what is this? Cucumbers, lemon cucumbers, cantaloupes, which I've never grown. And this little block right here has both cucumbers and cantaloupes in it because when I was potting it, I had run out of the little stakes. So I was going just, okay, this whole row is this. Well, behind this, there's two of this, and then I'm gonna plant this. But however, that whole thising and thatting, as confusing as it probably was for you when I just said it, was equally confusing for me when I was doing it, because behind this little stake that says lemon cuke, I planted 2 cells of cucumbers. But then I promptly thought, oh, well, I'm just gonna plant 2 cells of cantaloupe. And I planted 4 seeds in this same little cell. So I'm hoping I can separate those out. I have not grown cucumbers from seed before. I've bought seedlings for my cucumbers, and I've never grown cantaloupe before. So I don't know how well they transplant, but I guess the only way to find out is to try it, because leaving 4 seeds in one tiny little, 1 inch, 1.5 inch square, not gonna really help them. So I'm gonna just get these transplanted. I'm probably gonna have to run grab some more soil, but I thought I'd give you an update on what's going on with my inside seeds. On Monday, I'll be posting a video, just a quick update about my outside seeds in the garden and what's going on in the garden out there with the hay bales, etc. And I'll be posting a longer video about the whole process of conditioning hay bales to plant in. Never done that before, following some guidelines that I've found online, and I'm having a few issues pop up that I'm worried about how they'll affect the rest of the garden. So that's just something that I want to let you know about, and I'll let you know what I find out about it and how that works. Oh, wow, I just got very glowy. The lighting in here is weird because it's dark, so we're just going with it. I have a ton of flower seeds because, as you know, the mama wants some flowers, and I was gonna pot up 2 more trays like this, but I just had to make the call that right now I need to deal with the seedlings I have. I need to get everything like that ready to transplant outside, and anything else I want to plant from now on, I'm just going to direct sow. So I may not have as many flowers ready as I wanted. I really learned that I needed to start, all of the flower seeds said start 4 to 6 weeks before you want to plant them outside. I really needed to start these flower seeds. As you can see, they're very tiny. At least 8 weeks before I wanted to plant them outside, and perhaps more, so I could get some nice, strong, vigorous plants that would last well. So that is what I'm dealing with right now. And all I'm gonna do is try and figure out how to get, okay, so this is the first time I've used such a big tray like this, and I have no idea how to get each little individual seedling out without breaking it. I'm gonna go grab my handy dandy chopstick and see if that'll help me, because right now I'm afraid that anything I try and take out of here is just I'm gonna break the roots or break something, and I don't want to break everything. So hold on, I'll be right back. And I'm totally wearing my lounging pants because I wasn't planning on filming, but then I figured I'm tackling this, I should let you know what's going on, since I told y'all I was planning stuff. I just remembered that I had this cute little thing. The Bootstrap Farmer sent it with this little tray. It was a free little set, came with this cute little dibbler, these little plant tags I'm using, and this little forky thing. And since it came with this little tray, I'm gonna try to use the little forky thing to get the plants out of the thingies. And maybe that'll work. Definitely gonna need to get some more soil, but I'm gonna start with what I have here. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, let's use this one. Get the dirt. Get the dirty dirt. One of my friends thinks it's hilarious right now that I have had this winter stations set up. This was my pottery station. It was way too cold outside to work with ceramics. I lasted through about January, the beginning of January, and when it started getting down into the 20s, like no coat was warm enough to make it worth sitting outside and working on pottery out there. So I brought all the stuff I was working on inside and set it up here in the room where the propagation station is, which is kind of, I think, supposed to be a dining room. I don't know. It's a front room. It has lots of windows. It's pretty. I have a whole plant station, which is spread into the kitchen, on the kitchen table. And I just now moved all the pottery out. So I was like, oh great, I can get rid of this table in the middle of my living room. But apparently I can't because it is still here and I'm still using it. Okay, little thingy, come on baby. Oh my gosh, look at how neat that is. This little fork is awesome. Thank you, Bootstrap Farmer, for sending this, because otherwise I would have murdered things. Okay, this guy came out really well. It's got some nice long roots here, but nothing snapped off, so I'm just gonna pop him over here. Hi, little fella. Let's give you some dirt. Yes. Get you a nice new home. And this, I don't know if I can see tomatoes. I would just bury a leggy tomato a little deeper, and that would just make it stronger. I'm pretty sure I can't do that with most of these plants, because that won't make it stronger. It will perhaps kill them. So I'm just gonna plant these right at soil level mostly, even though because they are so leggy, I would love to pull them a little deeper, but I'm hoping I can get them potted in here nice and secure and help them feel a little more at home, so as they want to stay around and be cool flowers. Or in this case, the crown of thorns is kind of a gourdy type thing. I'll find a picture and show you. I'll put it up on the screen somewhere just over, if I can find one. So I'm gonna do this just like that for a whole bunch more flowers. This guy is gonna be good with some water. I'm not gonna fill it up too full because, like I said, I don't want to bury him deeper, or her. Gender neutral. It's whatever, deeper in the soil than it was at this level. But this little forky thing, wow. Thank you so much again, Bootstrap Farmer, because otherwise I was gonna break them. They would have died. I would have cried. Literally, I would have cried. I'm not much of a crier. Okay, I didn't used to be much of a crier, but I don't know, for those of y'all who are of a certain age, which I am totally of a certain age. I'm actually 44, if anyone's wondering. I started going gray when I was 18. My mama started going when she was 12. So I had, a lot. At least I had a few more years than her. So it's been fairly hard for people to tell my age for some time. And I'm not one of those people like, oh no, I can't be my age. Dude, I'm so glad I'm older now, because hopefully I'm wiser. I may not be, but at least I can hope. So, I have no idea. I was so distracted by that now. Oh yeah, so acting my age, acting a certain age. I don't really know what that means. Oh, this one's not coming out as well, which probably means I did not tamp it down. Oh look, I got it. I probably didn't tamp it down as well when I planted it. Still not quite as brutal. And see, there's still some dirt down in here, which I can probably just scoop out and put in here, which I may not do right now because this is gonna take a little less time. So yeah, I'm just gonna do this with a whole bunch of things. I'm sure I was saying something super important, which if you're one of like the 10 people who watch my videos, hi 10 people, you should say hello and leave me a comment down below so I don't feel like I'm talking to myself, which I'm totally fine talking to myself. I do it all the time. Because if there's no one else around, who you gotta talk to? Oh yeah, so as I was saying, my friend was like, by the way, I grew up in the 80s, so I say dude and like, you're just gonna have to deal with it. I try not to say it too much. But when I'm in my casual conversation mode, it happens, and I don't always think about it. She was very excited that I had left myself up a potting station and a ceramic station and a book station and I want to sell some clothes online kind of station. And I'm not putting anything away. I'm like, why would I put it away? I'm just gonna have to get it out again. Like, the seeds don't care if I have them around. It's one of the benefits of being here and the parents having their own house. We have our own spaces, which is nice. All right, there you go, baby. Oh, look, you look happier already. Look at that. Okay. So I'm just gonna do this a whole bunch of time. I'm not gonna talk I keep saying I'm not gonna talk. I'm probably gonna talk and then I'll just fast forward through it all. Because if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I can talk, because why not? What else am I gonna do when I'm sitting here with a phone looking at me? That's all weird. The main reason that I wanted to just do a quick film real quick. Obviously, when I'm filming late at night, I shouldn't film late at night because I can't talk. Or I say lots of things over and over and don't remember exactly what I'm saying. Mostly because I wasn't planning on doing this one. I have a video coming out Monday, which is when I'm probably going to put this one out as well. It's just a quick update of what's going on in the garden with the seeds I already planted. But I figured since I was moving these, I'd give an indoor seed update too, because I know some people are in different zones than I am. I'm in zone 8B. And like I've said a couple times, my anticipated last frost day. Let's see if I can get this little sucker out without murdering it. Oh, jeez. See, I don't think I packed some of these tightly enough, so this is going to be a problem. Come on, little fork, do your magic. Let's get this poor baby out without breaking it. I'm going to break it. I'm going to break this one. Oh, come on, honey. You can do it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to loosen it up so I have no dirt almost in the root ball. Come on. There we go. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, well, it'll be fine. But I did not pack some of those tightly enough, apparently. Here we go, little thing. Let's get you in there. This was one of the first crown of thorns that came up, so it's even leggier than the others, but it'll be fine. I was totally saying something else. Obviously, I can't do 3 things at once, which is try to move plants, talk to y'all, think about being on the YouTube and not making a total goofball of myself. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna point, as I was saying, I'm gonna put just the seedling video up so you know what's going on inside and outside with plants, because some of you are in different zones. And so if you're starting things just now, because some of you don't have last frost until May, so you may just be getting things in the ground at this moment in time. And so I just wanted to give you a little update so that as you're starting to plant your seeds, you might think about some of the things I did not think about. Namely, look at the germination dates on your seed packs so you plant things in large trays that have similar germination dates. And then things like flowers, if you want them to be slightly larger and more ready to go out and tackle the elements themselves, maybe start them a little earlier than the packs say. I'm also dealing with an issue with my tomatoes. So my tomatoes have been doing beautifully. They're gorgeous, they're amazing. I haven't managed to kill them yet. But they're getting to the place where they're big enough that they do not fit at all on my propagation station. And I need to either pot them up, again, put them in bigger pots, because they're in this size pot right now. Put them in bigger pots, or get them outside. Because one, I think I overwatered them slightly last week when I freaked out when it got really hot and then they were all dry and droopy. So I've got some yellowing leaves, but also the plants are so close together because they're packed in there. There's not a lot of air circulation. So that's a little bit of an issue I'm worried about right now. I'm really tempted just to put a couple of them in the ground outside because I have extras and see what happens. It is not supposed to get down below 40 anytime soon. But I don't really want to have issues with my tomatoes that have been doing so well. So this is something I'm thinking about, worrying about, contemplating while I'm sitting here trying to talk to you and do this. So maybe that's like the 4th thing I'm doing. I'm gonna have to make new tags for all of these because, as you can see, this crown of thorns looks very much like this cucumber, which looks very much like this cantaloupe. And if I don't put tags on them, I'm gonna be trying to eat crown of thorns and decorate with cucumbers. Okay, I'll probably figure it out once they start fruiting, but still, let's put this little guy over here. Boom. See if I can get this one out better. The first one came out so well that I was super impressed, but obviously, I don't want to break them. It's a little more awkward doing this from this side. Come on, little thing, you can do it. No, Ha! There we go. I got it. So I'm excited about these. These are kind of fun plants. Like I said, great decoration. One of the things I love to do when I give flowers, especially if I'm giving flowers for like a large group of people, is choose one really interesting or unique stock and wrap it up. Because if I'm buying flowers for 30 people at a time, or cutting flowers for 30 people at a time. I don't want them all to be the same, but I also don't want just like everyone to have a single rose, because that's kind of boring, even though I love roses. Feel free to send me roses anytime you want, just saying. But so there was this great little flower shop on Broadway in Seattle when I lived in Seattle. And I'd go in there and I'd pick out single stems, and they had Chinese lanterns and something that I think might have been crown of thorns. It looks a lot like it based on the picture. And those were some of the favorite stems that I gave away. People loved them. They were unique. They thought they were cool. And they last pretty well because you dry them out, or you can dry them out. And so if you're giving flowers to a large group of people at an event or something like that, and they're not necessarily going to be able to get them in water right away, these didn't matter so much. If they didn't get in water right away, they didn't wilt. So especially in the fall, that was kind of fun to give something unique as far as that for a little gift. And it was something I could afford because I couldn't afford large bouquets for 30 people. But one single stem, wrapped in some nice tissue, little bow around it, some raffia, something like that, was just kind of a great little gesture. And obviously I'm gonna need to go get some more soil, which means I'm probably going to stop filming right now, and we'll see how much of this I actually put up because I'm rambling. Not that I've ever done that before, but it's probably going on a little long. I'm gonna grab some more dirt. I'm gonna keep working on fixing this issue, and I probably should get to bed before I go tackle my propagation station. I really would like to get that done tonight, but it's getting to be around 11:30, closer to midnight. I should probably finish this up and then figure out what I'm gonna do, because mostly what I'm gonna do with the propagation station involves moving a lot of things to my kitchen table, even though there are already 2 flats and about 8 pots on my kitchen table, plus half of the tomatoes because I moved them there. But I'm probably gonna move some things to my only south-facing window, which is the bathroom, so that things get light, because one of the reasons these are so leggy is they're sitting on my kitchen table, which is at the northwest of the house. So while there is a skylight in the kitchen and there's some nice kind of windows right there, they're not getting enough light, which is one reason why they're getting so leggy. So with leggy plants, these look like they're gonna be fine because these are supposed to be tall stalks anyway. Leggy plants need light. So one of the reasons why they're getting so leggy is that they are really fighting to try and get as much light as they can, which is something I need to figure out. So I'm gonna work on these, and I really appreciate you stopping by. If you are growing something special, something you haven't grown before, my cucumbers I've grown, if you are growing something you haven't grown before, like crown of thorns, Chinese lanterns, cantaloupe, why don't you leave a comment down below and let me know. Also, if you don't mind hanging out when I ramble now and again and found something useful in here, like the tip about making sure a whole flat is planted with the same germination thing, I hope was useful. That was something that would have helped me had I thought of it, because it's kind of common sense. But I didn't think of it, so maybe you didn't think of it too, just because I was so excited to plant things. If you found something useful, let me know below. If you don't mind hanging out and stopping by, seeing what's going on here on the hill, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe and click that little dingy bell for notifications so that when I release a video, you know right away. You can be the first one to comment because, you know, there's such a fight to get to the top of my videos right now. As I was saying, thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope that you will come back again so we can do a little more chatting and growing together.